The jungle slept beneath a ceiling of clouds, its breath heavy and damp, its silence broken only by the faint buzz of unseen life. In the midst of that endless green, a man named Cain Reddick pushed forward, rifle in hand, boots sinking into mud that swallowed every step. He was a hunter from another age, a man who believed that no creature could outthink, outfight, or outlast him. But the jungle was older than pride, and it had been waiting. Cain had heard whispers in the villages of a creature too strong to be caught, too clever to be killed. A beast they called the King of the Wilds. Some said it was part ape, part man. Others swore it was a spirit that punished intruders who hunted for glory. Cain did not believe in myths. He believed in conquest, in trophies, in proving that man was still master. But as the canopy thickened above him, blotting out the sun, something in the air changed. The wind stopped. The forest began to listen. Even the insects went silent, as if they feared to speak. When Cain reached a clearing, he found bones scattered among the roots, old and broken, their white edges clean as if something had polished them. He knelt to study one, tracing its curve, realizing it was not animal. It was human. Then came the sound, deep, distant, and alive. Not the cry of a predator, but a warning, heavy enough to shake the leaves from the branches. The hunter froze. The jungle around him was no longer still. Far above, between the trees, two golden eyes opened. Watching. Waiting. Morning broke with a dull red haze over the treetops. The air was thick and unmoving, heavy with rain that never fell. Cain moved carefully, his rifle aimed low, his body tense. Every shadow looked alive. He had been tracking the creature since dawn, following prints that were far too large and too human to belong to any animal he knew. He found broken branches high in the canopy, claw marks deep in tree trunks, and torn vines that bled sap like open wounds. The creature was close, closer than ever before. Then the forest shifted. Birds burst from the trees, shrieking, and the ground trembled underfoot. Cain raised his rifle, heart pounding. Through the dense curtain of vines, a shape emerged. Massive, upright, covered in black fur that gleamed like whetstone. Shoulders broad, head low, breathing steady and measured. The beast stepped into the light. Its eyes glowed with intelligence, its presence commanding and silent. Cain aimed his rifle, but his hand shook. The creature didn't move. It simply watched him, as though curious to see what kind of man would stand before it. When it finally moved, it was a blur of strength. The jungle exploded in motion, trees swaying, dirt flying, gunfire echoing through the mist. Cain fell, rolled, fired blindly. The air burned with tension and gunpowder. But when the echo died, only the forest remained. The beast was gone, leaving behind only the impression of power and the sound of slow, deliberate breathing fading into the trees. Cain rose, shaken but alive. For the first time, he understood what the stories meant. This was no ordinary predator. This was nature itself, embodied in rage and will. And it had chosen him. By nightfall, the sky was black and heavy with rain. Lightning split the clouds, lighting up the clearing where Cain stood. His rifle was gone. His body trembled with exhaustion. Yet he stayed, waiting. He knew the beast would return. It came without sound, a mountain of shadow against the storm, eyes burning gold. The two faced each other as the rain began to fall. Man and beast, the last of their kind, locked in a silence older than speech. When they moved, it was like lightning and thunder colliding. The ground shook. Cain slashed with his knife. The beast struck with a force that made the trees bow. The jungle became their witness. Every roar, every breath, every wound part of a ritual neither could escape. At last, both fell. Cain, broken and bloodied, stared through the rain at the creature lying a few feet away. Its chest rose and fell slowly, fading with every breath. He realized, too late, that this was not a victory, it was an ending. When dawn came, the clearing was silent again. The beast was gone. Cain's body lay still, his hand resting over his knife, his eyes open toward the light. The forest had reclaimed what belonged to it. From that day on, no hunter entered those woods again. The villagers said the beast still watched from the trees, not as a monster, but as a guardian, waiting for the next man who thought himself greater than nature.